They say that when older people get together, the conversation soon moves on to health matters, a subject that I personally find to be draining, but here I am talking to you about it. I concede that when age creeps up on us, regular maintenance becomes ever more important. But a new head? The polite and the honourable ones amongst you will be thinking, what was wrong with the old one? Well, as it happens, and after all these years not wishing to go on about it, quite a bit. But fortunately more on the cosmetic side than anything more radical, and certainly not as radical as Crichton, memorably created by Robert Llewellyn for the Red Dwarf comedy series, and whose picture accompanies this little story. So, my head. And to dismiss one frightening possibility out of hand, I know I'm shiny on top, but no, I haven't succumbed to a hairpiece, nor have I chosen to buy a bottle to turn my greyish locks somewhat darker and become a British Berlusconi. My skin is perhaps surprisingly smooth for the stage in my life, and I don't seem to suffer from drooping jowls or a turkey neck. I put this down to luck and my facial cleansing and creaming regime, and not having a beard, which of course I may have resorted to if my skin wasn't so good, to hide the damage. So, hair and skin doing okay, so what about the eyes? No new glasses needed, and I still have to reach the point where the cataract in my right eye needs the attention of an eye surgeon, although that time will come in all probability. I've tried contact lenses along the way, but they were just too much faff with no discernible benefits, and certainly there were no vanity reasons for me to wear them. So the list of possibilities is getting shorter. My nose is a family heirloom akin to my dad's, which in turn was a little like comedian Bob Hope's nose. A good, well-shaped schnozzle, neither too big nor too small, with a slight air of a Norwegian ski jump. So all's good there at the front. So we come finally to my teeth and my ears. The story of my teeth begins back in my mid-teens, when our cadet force leader thought it would be a wonderful idea to carry out a nighttime exercise, pitching one small platoon against another. This was to take place on a large local stretch of common land, mostly covered in grass, but with a few patches of scrub vegetation. My platoon had to find hiding places suitably camouflaged, and the other platoon had to find as many as they could within a certain time, and then roles will be reversed, with the eventual winners sharing a big bag of chips at the end. So we had to use our initiative, and some indeed did, apart from the one who broke wind at an inopportune moment, and to this day I'm not sure whether it was the noise or the smell that gave him away. I opted to hide my bulky frame in one of the few decent-sized bushes on the common, thinking that I would be reasonably safe, knowing that no torches were allowed to assist in locating those hiding, and surely no seeker would climb into a spiky and densely leaved bush to try to locate me. Well, I was right on this score, but instead of climbing in, he merely poked his World War I Lee Enfield 303 rifle into the foliage instead, to see if he hit soft flesh. He did, but he found my mouth. Unfortunately, not one of my eyes, but my two front teeth disappeared into the back of my mouth amidst much coughing and spluttering. Yes, I'd been found, but was excused the rest of this nighttime manoeuvre as a result of my injury. My teeth were never the same again, as whilst these two were replaced by two new false ones, they always stood out, and others around them disintegrated and discoloured over time. All in all, it was a battle I was never destined to win. My teeth were being like the east coast of England, suffering inevitable and ongoing erosion over the years, not helped by too many sweet cigarettes in my youth, but no one thought about the consequences of those back then. Having had one partial denture at the top and suffered further natural erosion over the last few years, the time came to bin that one and get a new one, which I have done, and which to my eyes looks perfect. The right size and colour match for the teeth surrounding it. Dare I say that I look normal, and if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. Good job done at a modest charge by my excellent NHS dentist. So, one down and one to go. Well, actually two, because I have two ears. My Hearing has survived the rigours of life, save for the occasional de-waxing by the local surgery nurse, who won't do them anymore, as our wonderful NHS has decided that you go to an outside agency now and pay for the privilege, which I duly did, with the blow softened by a 10% older person's discount. Over the last couple of years, I've found myself saying pardon rather too much, and especially to my dear wife, whose voice I have known for over 50 years, so I had no excuse there. I bit hard on the bullet and opted for a hearing test to be carried out on behalf of the NHS for those over 50 by Specsavers, the spectacles provider. With freshly de-waxed ears and only one day after my visit to the dentist, a gentle audiologist put me through a series of tests confirming that my hearing is not all that it should be, and used to be. I had lost 40% of my clarity, which resulted in the difficulties I was having. Volume was fine, but clarity not. There is only one answer: hearing aids. I now wear these, having stopped saying pardon, and can hear everything perfectly. These aids are essentially invisible to the naked eye and are adjustable for volume, sharpness and direction via a phone app, and I seem to be born again. The experience was a bit like when I first had a pair of glasses in mid-teens. I could see so much more. Now I can hear so much more, which inevitably must improve my quality of life all round. So you'll be thinking, what did I pay for these devices, the consultancy, etc.? Well, absolutely nothing. It's all on the NHS, which I've barely called on over the years, but I love even more than I did before. And I even get free batteries for life as well for my hearing aids. So, a new head in 24 hours. What next?